I turned this basement into a 6-figure eBay warehouse. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I got to where I am today and about my new and up and coming warehouse, but most of all, just remembering the wonderful basement warehouse that I've had in all of my videos. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome back into the Millennial Profit. My name's Adam and I'm a full-time reseller. If you're new here, I show you all different kinds of ways to make money. So if you like money, hit that subscribe button. As a lot of you know, I'm moving into a new warehouse soon and I'm currently in the process of that. But before we do that, I want to kind of reflect on this old warehouse and kind of talk about how I actually expanded into this basement, where my business started from, how it got here, and just kind of talk about how I stored things and my inventory system that I had while I was here. First of all, I'm going to address something I know I'm going to see in the comments. I know people are going to see Parents Basement in the title, and that's why I named it that way. And they're going to be like, you're only successful because you're selling out of your parents' basement. You don't have any responsibilities. You don't actually pay for anything. You're not responsible for anything. That's absolutely not true. I pay rent to my parents. My parents aren't stupid. They've always taught me the right way of using money, and they would be dumb to not charge me rent and teach me that you have to pay for things that you're going to use. So I've always paid rent, and I'm not getting like a special family discount either. I'm paying a decent amount to my parents. But anyway, a lot of you are probably wondering, where is this warehouse that you see in all my videos? There's a playhouse over there. There's a hockey rink in here. You got a basketball hoop over here. We used to play basketball all the time down here. And no, I'm not left-handed, I'm just that good. Anyways though, let's get into story time. Let's get into how I came about like moving my business into this warehouse. So first, I told this story when I first started my channel, so I doubt many of you have seen it, as I had no subscribers when I started then, and I'm over 7,000 now. Thank you again, guys, for that. But we're gonna go through the story of how I started reselling and how I scaled all the way up to the warehouse where I am today, where I have right around 2,000 active listings on eBay, Amazon, and Mercari. But first, we have to go all the way back to when I was 12 years old and the Wii Fit board came out. I don't know if a lot of you remember that. People in my generation, I'm sure, do. The Wii Fit board was pretty cool when it came out. You could kind of stand on it, play games. So I was 12 years old, probably 5th or 6th grade, and I had $100 saved up from doing chores. And my parents had always sold on eBay, and I saw my dad flipping these Wii Fit boards, and I was like, I may be young, but I wanted the game. I want to start building some capital, because at that age, like, I just wanted money. I didn't have money. Everyone wants money. So one of the Best Buys that was dropping them, they had more than one. My dad took me with him. I spent pretty much everything I had. I think there were $90 MSRPs on that plus tax, so it was right around $100. Anyways though, you were making between like $30 and $60 profit every single one that you sold. Long story short, that summer, I just kept flipping Wii Fit boards. As I suggest to a lot of people on my channel, set aside a reselling budget and don't touch any of your other money. Literally just touch this reselling budget. That's all I did. I took that initial investment, I bought a Wii Fit board, I flipped it, and then I did it again with 2 Wii Fit boards. And then I did it again with 3, 4, 5. Before you know it, by the end of the summer, I had $1,000 saved up that I had made just from flipping Wii Fit boards. And ever since then, there was no turning back. Now in like middle school, junior high, and high school, I kind of just followed the hype items like that. This is before reselling was really even like super popular. We'd be flipping consoles when they came out. I don't know if you guys remember when Hostess actually like went out of business there for a brief amount of time. People were paying up for Twinkies. That was like another hype item. My parents were buying a lot. I had saved up a lot of money from the Wii Fit boards and other consoles and stuff flips. And we were flipping Hostess stuff like crazy. Now a lot of people may hate on this as well, but that's not my fault if you want to spend $100 on a box of Twinkies. I'm here to make that money. And I don't consider that price gouging because that's not an essential item. Sorry, people. So anyways, I guess towards the last couple years of high school is when I really started to see that this could be a business. Like I said, I would follow those hype items, but probably towards my junior and senior year, when I didn't want to actually get a job. I've never actually had a real job either. When I started driving and you had to pay for gas, I didn't want to dip into that savings that I'd had or dip into my reselling budget. I wanted to actually start to actually make an income off of this. So I kind of turned it from a hobby into a side hustle towards my last couple years of high school. And that's where I started getting into my bread and butter inventory of selling shoes, hats, clothing, anything like men's related activewear that I knew about, because it's so much easier to learn and it's so much more fun selling things that you're actually interested in. Then I'm off to college. Go Bucks, graduated from Ohio State in 2019, but while I was in college, I really started to ramp up my side hustle. Obviously, I was very busy with my studies, but again, I didn't want to have an actual job, and I wanted to be able to pay for gas and rent and everything that I possibly could, and I never actually had to have a real job. In college, I was probably doing $30,000 to $50,000 a year on eBay. Nothing crazy, but when you're a full-time student, pretty good money. Then comes 2019, the year of my graduation. I see everyone in my class going to all these job fairs and everything, and I'm like, I'm really just not into that, if I'm being honest. I don't want to be locked down to a 9 to 5. I want to do my own thing. I want to run my own business. What if I take this 5-6 hours a week that I'm putting into reselling and turn it into 40 to 60 hours? I guarantee I can make 6 figures if I do that. So I graduated, didn't have a job, had people questioning me because obviously people want you to get a job. They want you to get the benefits, all that stuff. But I just didn't want to be tied down to a 9 to 5, if I'm being honest. I wanted the freedom. And that first year was an absolute grind. I needed to scale up my business from a $30,000, $40,000 business up to a 6-figure business and then try to sustain that. So that first year out of college, I don't think I really made any profit. I kind of was just reinvesting every possible thing that I got back into the business and trying to just build up that inventory. The inventory is the most important thing, as you guys will see by the end of this video when I show this warehouse. In order to make consistent sales, you need to have an inventory built up. Quick flips are not a sustainable way to run a business. It's a good way to start a business and to get quick capital, but it's not a way to sustain a business. Then about a year and a half ago, I got to the level where I'm comfortable at and I'm actually making decent money and profits as well. So that's why I decided to stop scaling and really just maintain. During that year, I was running out of room. I was using my sister's spare bedroom. I was using my room literally to hold all of my inventory, and it just wasn't working out. So I needed to find another way. I started just filling the front yard of the playhouse down here, and I would just use that and then come up to my room and print my labels and everything. But eventually I kind of just kept expanding that out farther and farther into the hockey rink, which obviously I didn't want to do because I still liked coming down here and skating around, playing with Sonny down here. He likes that a lot. Business is business, and I needed more space, and I was just scaling up so fast and getting so much inventory I had nowhere to put it. So that's kind of how I got down here. Year and a half or 2 years I've been using like this full basement almost. They still have parts they use for storage and stuff, and they run their own eBay businesses as well, and they have some stuff down here too. But over the last year, I've become quite comfortable in the level that my business is at. Even though it looks like I may have some space, I don't have shelving and stuff down here. I don't really want to put a ton of shelves down here. I want to give my parents their basement back. I want to get the hockey rink back so I can use that with Sonny. And this opportunity came up to use this new warehouse, and I got a pretty good deal on that as well. It's got nice high industrial shelves. You guys will see this in an upcoming video. This warehouse series is going to be a little series, so you'll get to see what I'm coming from and what I'm going to. So yeah, like over the last year and a half, I've stopped scaling and kind of just tried to maintain, but I'd really like to get back into wholesale and liquidation. I just don't have the space for it, and this new warehouse will actually give me the ability to start getting back into that as well. So that's kind of my story about how I flipped a Weave Fitboard from only having $100 and how I've turned it into a 6-figure eBay business all the way down here. Now let's give you guys a little tour about where I have everything. Everything's a big mess, so don't judge me. It's always kind of been a mess if you've seen some of my past videos, but it's an extra mess right now because we're in the process of boxing up and tubbing everything. So let's show you my warehouse from the last 2 years. Here in the back part, we have my box storage, where when I first started out, I got really good about breaking everything down, but now I kind of just stack everything up like that. I really need to do better at breaking everything down just like it is right there, and all this stuff needs broken down. These are actually out because these are going to be good moving boxes to hold a lot of stuff, but I don't do a very good job of breaking stuff down, as you'll see later. And I hope to be able to turn over a new leaf and be better at that at my new place so I can have more space. As you can see here, this looks like just a lot of boxes. I'm going to get up here on this chair and show you. This is actually all inventory. Thank goodness my mom is a professional organizer, and I can't thank her enough. She's always helped me really keep my stuff as organized as it possibly can be. This is kind of just my crazy section where I have absolutely everything and anything. There's really no rhyme or reason to anything in here. You'll see everything else is kind of grouped with what it is like, but this is a lot of random stuff. We got all these Loungefly bags. They're all together. We got these Star Wars guys, trophies. I got all my sandals here together. Over here I got my shoe rack. I've actually already taken a rack of shoes out to my other place, some longer term ones that probably aren't going to sell, and I'm going to need to get a couple more racks because you can see I'm overflowing. I need to box all these up, and I'm going to get extra racks for my new warehouse where I'm going to put them all on racks like this, so it should be pretty nice. This is my card break station actually over here. This is awesome. If you guys have ever done box breaks or seen box breaks, this is where I do it, and I just love this station. I'm actually going to move this station Over there, I'm going to explain more about my desk and everything later, but I will be keeping a small station down here, and I'll explain why. This is where I film a lot of videos, and also my packing station for my box break, which I should have cleaned up a little bit. Oh my gosh. This is all trash right here. I just did a box break the other day. After the box breaks, I'm just absolutely gassed, and I really didn't feel like cleaning it up, so I didn't. But I will get to that after this video. Let's come down here a little bit into this aisle. Right here, I've got some Nikes that are boxed up and ready to go. In these tubs, I have all of my Squishmallows and other stuffed animals. All this stuff is just completely random, but it is all labeled, and it will most likely all be going in tubs or staying in boxes labeled so that I'll be able to see. Again, I'm going to do an updated video on my new inventory system. This is just the current one that I have. So I've never really actually had like an actual inventory system where a lot of people will put like A1, B2, and they'll go to a certain tub and pull it out. I've always just put stuff with other stuff that it's like. So I've never really had a problem finding a lot of stuff. Obviously, sometimes I do because I don't put stuff where it should be, but most of the time I'm able to find everything. Over here is just an absolute mess, but I got a lot of Raid done, some picture frames, got my WWE action figures. Here I have a lot of seasonal items, so a lot of the Halloween items that I got on clearance at the end of Halloween that I'm just holding and waiting to list. Honestly, don't even have a lot of this listed because I want the listing to be hot when it is the season. I got all my sheets right here. These are all listed, and lots of those are selling as well. Got all my bobbleheads right here. All of my shoes here. I'm going to have a better place for the shoes. You guys will see. Got some racks set up for my box shoes, which will be really nice. Back in here, got all these random dinosaurs that I've gotten from BitFTA. This is all my BitFTA cases of stuff. This stuff is kind of just ready to go. Like these cases will probably just go on the top, and then I'll just keep some of these out so I kind of know where they're at. Those are pretty easy to store. They already come as is. And this is my Crocs section. This section was empty until like the last 2 months when I started just absolutely getting into Crocs and didn't have any space. This is kind of just my throwaway section or donate pile. That whole thing is like a donate pile. It's like a half pallet. I just throw a bunch of stuff in there. But right now, this is my Crocs holding area. Still not really sure what I'm going to do about these. If I'm going to put them in big boxes or if I'm going to tub them up. I'll have to see. But I have everything similar. Like you can see, they're all with similar colors. Everything is with everything like it. There's even more up here. I got some hoodies over here. I got all of my sweatshirts, the women's sweatshirts that I got for like $1.20 each. I got all those sorted by team and everything. This is kind of how I'd like to do a lot of my inventory, just kind of write what is in it. Not to the exact T if it's a lot of random stuff over here. I'll just write like the types of things that are in it and I'll know. If I put something away, I pretty much remember where it's at. We got more Crocs in all of these. Absolutely crazy. Got some more clothing down here that is labeled. That's how I'd like to have a lot of it. And then anything like jerseys or polos, I hang up here. So I will have these racks, and I have a couple more racks of these out at the other place as well. And like I said earlier, the boxes are out of control. And this is where all the boxes and packing are. I'm going to have a better way to have all my packing as well. I never have to buy packing because I get all this in my online arbitrage that I'm constantly getting in, all my online orders. So I've never had to buy packing at all. This is where I keep my priority boxes I use. You guys will see I have a sweet setup for my boxes and poly mailers. I have this little thing here. Can't decide if I want to use this or not at the other place. It's just not super sturdy, but it does the job of holding the poly mailers. I've obviously trashed it, and hopefully it'll be better. Here's my desk, completely trashed. This is something a lot of people have probably always wondered about. Why the heck do you have a house? It goes all the way over here too. There's a whole playhouse my parents built that looks just like our old house that we moved from, so that we wouldn't forget about it. It's actually really cool. Now this is my mom's eBay room actually. So I'll be happy to let her expand into this area as well. Probably my least organized section, all in here. I got a lot of those soccer jerseys here. These gloves aren't bad. Those are boxed up, ready to go. This is just random crap in here that I'm probably just going to throw in tubs. Same with this aisle right here. This all needs to be in tubs, and it will be. But I kind of just know where it's at. It's a bad inventory system, but it works for me. I got all my beanies here, and they're all labeled by what's in them. Those are all my NCAA beanies. Ohio State hats are there. We got all different types of things, and they're all labeled. My hats, I do a pretty good job at keeping organized. Obviously, I have a bag right there that needs to be put away. But I'm going to actually put all of my hats in these tubs over here, these huge ones. And then I'm going to use these tubs on a lot of stuff down there, and most likely a lot of this stuff as well. but I should be able to fit a lot of hats in those big 27-gallon tubs. These are all my hats, have them labeled by league, and then here's all my NCAA hats. I have all the small schools labeled by their name, and then all the big schools by conference. So hats I'm pretty good on. Got my Yeezy stash up there. Those are all my investments. I got some more investments over here as well, some Funkos and cards and stuff. And then over here, this stuff is all boxed up and ready to go actually out to the other place. It's all labeled and everything. There's just stuff on top, like bags that I used to take stuff to the post office. That's it. All this has been listed and needs to be sorted and put out, but I'm not sure if I want to just sort it and put it out or take it out to the other place first. So that's why it's just all sitting here. So I'm actually planning on keeping this little desk set up like I talked about, and I'm probably going to keep a couple racks there and a couple racks here, just of some longer term inventory stuff. And just in case I have something here that sells before I get it to the other place, I might as well just ship it here. I'll just keep a little shipping station here as well. But I won't have a ton. I'll have this desk, probably like 2 racks here, 1 rack here, and my card break station. And actually I have something really excited planned for the basement, and that's what I'm going to get into. So a lot of you are probably wondering, why am I actually moving warehouses if I'm not really planning on scaling up a ton? Well, I have a pretty cool idea of what I want to use this space for. I'd like to use this area that I'm not using for the desk, probably like starting here and going to about like the basketball hoop. And I'm going to turn it into a YouTube studio. I'm going to have a nice backdrop, desk, and everything that I can film a lot of videos from. I'm super excited about where my channel is going, and I think this can help take it to the next level and make it look more professional. So that's one of the reasons. I want to have some space down here, turn it into my nice little studio. I also, like I said, I want to have like half a hockey rink back. I think that would be pretty cool. Sonny really enjoys that. I enjoy coming down here and shooting every so often. But between that, having the studio, giving my parents a little more space as well that they can grow their eBay businesses, and absolutely just getting a killer deal on a warehouse. That's some of the reasons why I decided that it's time to move on. I don't know that I've ever done a full warehouse tour like that in the past, so that's why I wanted to just take you guys there, and kind of for my sake as well, because who knows in 5 years if I'm going to remember where I came from, and I really want to remember like where I started from. Who knows if I decided to scale up more than I already am, or if I decide to just stay where I'm at, just in a new place. I just really wanted to have this video here because I wanted to show everyone what I'm working with, show myself in years to come what I'm working with, and I want you guys to see where I came from and where I'm going. So I appreciate anyone who has watched this video. If you're not already following me on Instagram, you can do so at millennial_profit. You can also check out my cook group, Bread and Butter, first link in the description if you're interested in joining. If you have any questions on that, shoot us a DM at Bread and Butter Group. Here's to being more organized at my new warehouse, and I'll see you guys soon in the new warehouse. There's money to be made everywhere, guys. Let's go get it. Thank you for watching The Millennial Prophet.